1, and we're live. All right.
Sweet.
What's up?
What's up, man? How's it going?
It's good. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm so excited, man. I've never been on a podcast, so like I don't really know what to expect. I've watched and listened to podcasts, so this would be pretty cool.
I mean, you've watched probably Joe Rogan once or twice, right?
Yeah, sure.
The exact same thing. Just pretend I'm Joe Rogan.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool.
Cool, yeah.
Got it.
Well, this is really cool that you're here. I've been excited to actually do this, kind of get this going. I was very curious to, when I first hit you up to do this, I was just very excited to kind of get to know more about you as an artist and more about your band.
Yeah.
So we could probably start from the beginning.
All right.
So go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself and how you kind of got involved in music.
Okay, so my name's Katelyn, as you know. So how I got involved in music was like, we got them fat ass stimulus checks, and I was like, man, what could I do with this? No, this is legit, okay? So like, I always wanted to play guitar, and like I've like had an acoustic guitar before and stuff, but I never knew like how to play it. You know what I mean? It's just like in the house. You know how many people can say that though? Like they're like, oh, I own a guitar, but I don't know how to play it. So many people. So like,
yeah.
I got that check, and I really wanted a Les Paul, like a Sunburst. I've wanted one forever. Can't play guitar, but I wanted one, you know what I mean? So I was like, that's what I'm doing with it. So I ended up ordering it or whatever, and it was like, I didn't get it for like months because, everything was like very backed up and all that. And I got it, and I tried, and I was like, eh. And then when things started to open back up again, I went to a place called Bare Hands Brewery, and I was like there, and they were playing live music, and I was like, this is sick, man, This guy comes up to me, and he's like, you play? And I was like, no. And then the person I was with was like, she has a guitar, and I was like, yeah, I have a guitar, but I don't know how to play. I'm like, okay, this is...
Like, do you play? Like, I have a guitar.
Yeah, but don't know how to fucking play.
Right.
So I'm like, no, and they were like kind of pressuring me into it and stuff, and he's like, all right, I'll tell you what. He was like, come back in 2 weeks, learn a song, and you play live. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, dude, like, what? Like, you know what I mean? I was like, what? Like, I have to learn a song, but not only learn it, but play it live.
Yeah.
But I was put up to a challenge, and the type of person I am, I like challenges and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Well, I'll tell you what. I showed up that week, he said, you got your guitar? I was like, nope. It was in my car. And so, like, that happened, and I did that for, like, 2 or 3 weeks straight, I remember. And then finally, it was like, your guitar's in the car, ain't it? And I was like, yeah. And so, I went and got it, and I played my first show.
So are you saying, like, you kept postponing that?
Yeah.
Oh, you kept pretending you didn't have your guitar?
Yeah, but I had it the whole time.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, anyway, though.
It is. But, yeah. So then that happened, and, like, I just, like... I felt something I've never felt before. Like, I just was, like kind of proud of myself, but, like, also, like, it was, like, I've always wanted to play guitar, and I was, like, I just did that. I just taught myself that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, another fun fact is, I don't know, like, notes, really. I play by ear. Like, everything I play is by ear. So if you, like, hey, play this major or whatever, I'm going to be like, dude, you got to show, like, I got to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
definitely.
So... I thought that was special too, because I was like, I'm playing by ear and stuff like that. So I continued to play. It was definitely a journey. It's been like 2 years. 2 years now? It's going on. Next year will be 3 years I've been playing guitar now. But I just like, it was just like a process of like buying the right gear and stuff like that, because I started with like a good guitar, but then like, these little practice amps and stuff like that. So... as I started learning that and like about pedals and different effects and stuff, and I joined a band called Illiterate, and we were a small band. We had a drummer, myself, a bass player, and a singer. I've always been in 4-man bands basically, so pretty cool. But I played with them, and it was a blast, and I had so much fun. The band ended up taking a break or whatever and didn't get back together. And so Satellite 40 reached out to me, and that was like think like a year ago now, a year or two ago, year and a half. I'm really bad with time frame. But
We'll say a year.
yeah, whatever.
Sure.
If I'm wrong, then whatever.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
All good.
So like, yeah, they like asked me to like come play with them, and I was like, what? And then like, they really led me in like the right direction for music. I started learning a lot, and I ended up getting lessons from Barry Clark in Cassopolis.
Yeah, no,
He's
Barry.
awesome, man. Like that dude can shred, man. He's pretty good. But I started working with him, and just started progressing. Started playing huge shows. We're contracted with the arcade bar now.
Cool.
All of us have stuck around, like us four that are in the band right now. We're like a family, man, and like it's super nice to like have that extra cushion in your life too, as your bandmates, So
Definitely.
pretty cool. And then I'm here now, just learning, progressing, still taking lessons, playing shows. I actually wrote my first song, and that's the one that's going to be released, which is awesome.
That's coming up this Saturday?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool.
It's crazy because I never thought I would write music. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
But now I'm writing music and stuff, and it feels great, dude.
That's awesome.
It all comes like from emotions and love in your heart, man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. So a few things.
Yeah, what's up?
One, my dad and Barry, they grew up and they played music together quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool that you also know him.
Yep.
Now you said you started out with a cherry sunburst Les Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that the one you're still rocking?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Now you said you were in 4 main bands?
I was in one band before
Okay.
Satellite 40. Yep.
Okay. Are you just in Satellite 40 now?
Yes.
No other bands?
No.
Okay.
Satellite 40 has my heart, man.
That's heart and soul, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Well, who's like? Does that consist of a 4-piece?
Yeah, it's a 4-piece.
Okay, cool. And you play guitar, obviously.
I play guitar.
Yep.
We have a bass player. His name's Justin.
Sweet.
And then we have Kevin, our drummer, and Victoria, our singer.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
pretty fabulous, man.
Yeah. You have a way with words. That is cool.
Yeah.
Now the song that you wrote that's gonna come out on Saturday. What's that called again?
2017.
2017. So is that year significant?
The date
Well, the year, yeah.
or the year?
Yeah.
So, it's actually about an ex. I
Oh.
wrote it about, yeah.
Oh, shit.
We had like a falling out and stuff, and I wrote a badass song. So, thank you for that. Like, so yeah,
Okay.
cool.
I feel like it's always that's really easy fuel
Oh,
to kind of like make you
absolutely,
like be able to write and get creatively.
I'll tell you what, that was like the biggest relief like of my life, was to write a song and just be able to be like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm
Just like that was the release.
yeah, and I'm good now. I'm like chilling and I feel great. I wrote a great ass song. The band loves it. It's a good vibe,
Mhm.
It's like kind of more like, it's really punk, like pop punky. Like it's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. So
That's cool.
yeah.
When you write the songs, and this one that you wrote, you said this is your first one.
Like first actual one that finished.
Right, that made it to the finish line.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you just write the instrumental, or did you write the vocals and or
So-
lyrics? Where's your place in that?
I wrote all the lyrics to the song, and I wrote the guitar part, and then I got together with my drummer and bass player and was like, what's the vibe? What can we do to like mix it up a little bit? And obviously they make their parts,
Yeah.
and then I worked with my singer on it, and she ended up like switching some things up for the vocals, and then it just ended up being like awesome, and I was like, all right, this is a jam, like we can do this, get it recorded, it's gonna be great.
That's okay. Very neat. So you come in with the guitar part and the lyrics. Is that what you
in
mainly
the
do?
song? Are you talking about in the song?
For
Or
this, yeah, I guess
just
for
the
this
idea?
particular song. Yeah.
Okay.
So is that what you're saying you did, or you kind of came in with like most of it and you just kind of let them kind of have their creative flow with it?
So yeah, like I came in with like here's the music and here's the lyrics, and what do you guys think? Because
Cool.
like my thing is like
Yeah.
I want their opinions on it, and I want them to exactly kind of what you said, just have their own like creative flow to it, and that's how we make songs, honestly.
Yeah.
One of us will write a song, This is a song I wrote. I'm working on one with my drummer right now. But I usually just figure out some guitar for it, man. And then I write the song, then figure out the guitar, or vice versa, you know?
Yeah.
But my singer makes a majority of our songs. She's a great lyricist. Like, she's made so many songs. Actually, another one that's coming out on New Year's, Heartbreak Suicide, she wrote that, and it is, like, catchy, man. I hate it. Because it gets stuck in my head, and, like, I was just in the studio, and, like, it's just like, okay. Like,
Yo, I can feel
dude,
this.
yeah, and I'm like going home and it's just stuck in my head, and I'm just like, all right, well, if it's doing that to me, it's gonna do it to y'all. So like, I'm cool with that.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, so you have this one coming out on Saturday, another
Yep.
one on New Year's. Then you said you also have your album coming out.
Yep.
You say March or February?
March.
March.
We're aiming for March. Yep.
Okay. Do you have a name for it yet?
The album?
Yeah.
We have not, man. We're
Okay.
still like deciding things, you know. And we're working on like cover art and stuff like that for, you know, the singles and the album.
Yeah.
But we want it to be something that's gonna be like amazing. So we're still in the process.
Yeah, it takes time.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay. Well, that's really cool. I like the fact that, you know, you can bring that to them, you know, your bandmates. Say, hey, here's this idea. You know, you have parts of it that you make with it. You say, what do you think? Kind of let them kind of do their thing with it. I think that's pretty cool. Over the years, I have learned, like, I started out with drums.
Okay.
Around 2015, I think I got that set right there, and I've just held on to it this whole time, and just even got that like rack that's around it. But I learned drums, then I moved on to the bass, then guitar, and like my dad kind of showed me, like, hey, here's the intro to these, kind of let me run with it.
Yeah.
And like I just kept going from one to the next and learning all the way up to like vocals and being able to like write my own stuff and record my own stuff. So when all of it comes from like my own head, I'm like, I've been very closed-minded, but I've been less closed-minded over the years of like, hey, you know what? I can let other people kind of like have their say in it or be open to, don't have to, but I'm more open to like, hey, you know, if people want to add something into this, I'm more like open and receptive to that now. And I feel like I used to just not be open to that. So, I mean, when you do that, you know, your background sounds like it's different with that. So like, does it just, when you create an idea, you're just like, okay, I can't wait to have these other people throw their ideas into it, and you kind of like always let it go like that? Or do you have more of a locked in approach to like when you conceptualize a song and you create one in your head, or you start to, does it evolve into, okay, I want it to definitely be this way, you're locked into a way that it's going to be? Or are you typically way more like, hey, I just want you guys to try and put your own piece into that puzzle? So
it's crazy you say that, because when I do create music, I do have a way I can hear it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Like I can mumble it, and like I know what it should sound like, you know. And so I do come in there with that expectation, but I also want them to use their creative flow, and I'm cool with that 100%. But the craziest part of it is like my band, it's just, I think we have something special because we're all so connected that like, it's crazy. But like when I wrote that song and we figured it out, like, and jammed to it, it was like, boom, that's how I wanted it to sound.
Yeah.
And it just instantly happens. Like whenever we write music, like that always happens. And I don't know if it's just like luck right now. I'm gonna knock on wood. But like it's crazy because like it just like meshes together, and it's like, that's it. Obviously we all fix things, just like when you go to the studio, like, you know, you're gonna try to get cleaner, like, you know, you're gonna tweak things around and get advice from your producer. But like obviously we're gonna fix things up. But like I go in there thinking this is how I want it to sound, and then I'm like, but let me see also what my band thinks and how they want it to sound, and then it just like somehow it's like exactly what I want every single time. And it's even like that when my singer writes lyrics, like every time, like it's like perfect, you know? I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm just like,
no, it does. Yeah, I can definitely get that. Now, I think you briefly talked about this, but maybe we can dive into it a little more. How did Satellite 40 find you again?
They reached out to me.
It was just online?
Yep.
You know how to use stuff online?
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I hate social media, man.
So they just like, they found you randomly and they're like, hey, you should jam on the guitar?
Okay, so yes, they didn't find me randomly though. They got a hold of me. So if you want to backtrack a little bit, so
Yeah.
like, I was in the band Illiterate. We played at Smokestack in Mishawaka together.
Yeah.
And
Rest in peace, Smokestack.
yeah, seriously. But we played there, and they met us, and they're like, "You guys are so dope! Like, we love your band." And we're like, "Dude, you guys are fucking awesome!" Like, you know what I mean? And
Right.
yeah, like all that happened, and we had all exchanged kind of contact information. And I guess like, you know, I think it was like almost half a year later. That's when they reached out to me, and they were like, "Yo, like, we gotta." And man, when I joined, let me tell you, I'm gonna add this in there. So, when I first joined Satellite 40, they were like, "We need a rhythm guitarist now," because their bass player like didn't show up to the gig or whatever, and they had another one coming up, and so they were like, "All right, we have a gig this Friday at, it used to be Saddle Up or whatever. Now I can't remember what it is now. It used to be the old hideout." But they're like, "We have a gig Friday," and I literally had, it was either 2 or 3 days to learn like 10 songs that were like a little bit complex, especially because I just started playing guitar, and I'm like, I didn't even know what a bar chord was, okay? And I had to learn them by Friday. Like, I'm not joking. And I was just like, all right, we're gonna do it, because I told you, like, I like being put up to the challenge, and like, literally I was like, oh no, like I just remember having like the sheet of paper by my feet the whole time I'm playing.
You just the whole time looking down, like, am I playing G?
Yeah.
What's G?
And I've never like had like a actual sound check done before.
Oh, okay.
And so like I was hearing how loud I was, and I was like at the beginning when we were doing sound check, I'm like, oh no, man, like this is not good. But I ended up doing good. I learned bar chords that week because I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And yeah, I learned like 10 songs, so then I was good, and they were thankful, and then over time just progressed from there.
That's awesome.
It's cool.
Just took off.
Man, yeah, dude.
All right.
I'm thankful I learned bar chords, because
yeah.
Man, I didn't know like how to like mute the string or whatever you want to call it, like, and like I was just, it wouldn't sound right. You ever do that when you first, do you play guitar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like when you first started playing, did you just know how to do bar chords, or did you were like, this don't sound right?
Well, like I got a very early introduction to it because like my dad he played.
Oh, sweet.
And my brother, he got into it before me, guitar. So like I would have a rough reference to kind of look at from and you know, they would teach me, like the very first song I learned was Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That's like, you know, all up where you're doing like A, E, G, and D, and you repeat that, but it's not like bar.
Like just regular like chords or whatever, like the, you know, I know what you're
the ones all the way up on the second fret, you know, all that. So, but they would say, hey, you know, I would ask them like, how do you play, like, and like I grew up where I really like Green Day. That was like my thing. So
Green Day is awesome.
That's all bar chords.
Oh yeah.
And they'd show me that, and I was like, dude, that's a lot. Like that was a lot of pressure and everything. So I got a lot of practice early on into how to do all that, and so that was kind of like my intro to all that. Right. So.
Huh.
But yeah, no, definitely.
That's sweet.
Like when I was first getting into that, I met this kid in 8th grade, and we played at his house. He had drums, and I played guitar, and I came over one day, and we probably played for like a good 2.5 hours of just different songs that we both knew. And like that was early on where I had like my first guitar and everything. And at one point I just remember looking down, there's just blood like right on my hand on the guitar, and like there's probably still on that Strat over there, it's probably that blood from then. It was really crazy. So yeah, that was good times.
Damn. Sounds like a good one, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so that's how you got into that band. That's really cool. And you played your first, that was like your first show with them?
Oh yeah, that was my first show with them.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was rough.
I did that a few years ago where I booked a show, and then I got people to play as I figured out, you know. I booked a show with no band and found them as it progressed and got closer to it. And the bass player, he was so nervous because he hadn't played anything for years, like a show in front of anyone, so he like threw up 10 minutes before we went on. I was like, he told me he did after like, he told me he threw up 5 minutes after he did. And I was like, what? Because like I'm kind of used to like being in front of people enough times where to me it's like I'm nervous. But to someone else, it probably doesn't seem really nervous.
No.
It's like when I hear someone throws up, I'm like,
You're like, okay,
what?
This is a real deal.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I was like, all right, this is legit. People are barfing. But that's really cool that that's the first show. And I feel like that's kind of, it's crazy, but it's probably equally like a really fun experience. And you like the challenge, so that's probably got a lot out of that.
Yeah, it was awesome. I liked it.
This album that you have coming out, though, is like the first one that you as a band you're putting out. All right.
Since the band's been alive. It's been alive for some years. I'm not sure how many, but it's been
Okay.
around for a while.
Okay.
And we haven't released an album, so I'm super excited to be a part of that, to be honest.
Okay. Big first album. All right. Put you on the map.
The map, man.
Yeah. Not the Google Map, because you don't use technology.
No Google
Yeah.
Maps, man.
Yeah, but okay. How many songs are gonna be in this album?
We're aiming for 8, I think.
Okay.
We're kind of like still putting together everything right now. We have 8 songs for it, but
Got it.
if anything, we'll see, because studio time, man, and like
Yeah.
that. I don't think people realize like how much like work we put into the studio, unless you're actually like a musician or a producer, because like, and I never thought of it that way too. I've been to the studio before to record, but like before like my first time actually going, like, you know, you listen to music every day. Everybody's part of everybody's everyday life, man. Like, you don't think about like all the work that goes behind it. Yeah, you play shows. Yeah, you know, have to learn the guitar and blah blah blah. But like,
Yeah.
people don't think of like studio time, man. And like, those are long days. Like,
Yeah.
long days.
Yeah, I remember when I was in a band with my brother, we would go in a studio and hash out a song in the span of a day. So we would arrive around like probably 9 in the morning and probably be done by 5 or 6 p.m. And that's just getting one song done.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, like you got to get the drums right, got to use the right snare.
The click.
The click.
The click,
Yeah,
man.
I played drums in that band, and like the very first EP we put out was a 5-song EP. That was like my first real like head-to-head competition with a click track, and I was pretty rough.
Yeah.
There was a lot of time remapping the engineer did with my drums then. It was really funny.
Yeah.
But next time we came back, I was like pretty good with it. But that was a very good. It was an awakening.
Yeah, no.
I was like, I got work to
absolutely.
do.
You go like to sleep and all you hear is, and you're like, dude, what?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your very first one. Where's the studio at? You.
First one, second one. Oh,
This-
first album.
Well, where's the studio at? What town is
It's in New Lenox, outside of Chicago. Probably like 40 minutes outside of Chicago,
All right.
Illinois area.
it in? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
called the Nook.
The Nook.
Yep.
All right, shout out Nook.
Nook and Nick. Yep.
Nick and Nook.
Ooh.
Dope. All right, that's cool. Sweet. Okay. Well, yeah, we're really excited to hear that whenever that comes out. So, does Satellite 40 already have some songs out at the moment, like singles?
We do have one single that we worked on with the old band that is still on our Spotify.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
All right. Well,
fun stuff.
that'll be really exciting to hear the singles, the 2 that are coming out, and
Oh
then
yeah, I'm so excited. Like,
that album that comes out too.
it's been a lot of like work, you know, working on these songs to make sure that they're what the people want and what we want, you know, out there. We want to relate to everybody, and that's what we write songs based on, because we want people to be able to feel what we felt, or we want to feel for the people and what they feel. You know what I mean? Because we
Right
all
on.
kind of like go through the same things in life. So
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people that will appreciate that, absolutely. And I wanted to ask about the one that's coming out this Saturday, but before I do, I wanted to ask with this album that's coming out, I know you said you're working on the songs that are going to be coming out with it. Is there like you said you're writing about different things that people can kind of relate to. With that said, though, is there like a main underlying theme that goes with it, or any type of like story? You know, some bands, you know, a lot of them, they love to create storylines and stuff that in this big overarching thing.
yeah.
Sometimes it's just more of like, here's a bunch of different songs that sound great. Where does this album kind of lie with that?
So our single, which will probably be like, you know, like on certain albums, they'll have like the main song
Yeah.
like on the album. So our main song is going to be Heartbreak Suicide. That's the one that's being released on New Year's. So I think that kind of gives you an idea of like what the album's gonna be like. So it's about just like, you know, heartbreaks, man, and like everybody goes through heartbreaks, whether it's like a friend or somebody that you're in a relationship with. You go through a lot, man, and a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
So yeah, I said like 12 times. That was sick, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, that's cool.
But yeah, see, I told you. But yeah, so.
That's okay.
But yeah, Heartbreak Suicide, that's coming out. It's gonna be sweet. Yeah.
Definitely.
The album though, going back to that and like what it's about, I would definitely say, like I said, it's just about like tough times, you know,
Yeah.
with people you care about, and things don't always go as planned. So
Yeah.
it's not more like a sad, depressing album. It's more like keep you up, you know, keep yourself up, and like basically like fuck that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
that's
sorry
cool.
to put it that way, but like you can't hold on to certain things in your life. You know, you gotta
Sure.
kind of like just like go on, dude, because you gotta take care of yourself. Because you're what matters, man. Self-love always.
Okay. Yeah, I can get that. Yeah, no, it's cool to, you know, kind of hear that in more of like a raw sense. Like I guess the more unfiltered you can be with it. Typically, I feel like those are the first thoughts that you have about something. So it's kind of, it is what it is.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's pretty cool.
Okay, so that's pretty cool to kind of hear that insight on where that's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, like really, I feel like there's a lot of people that always can associate with, relationship based songwriting, because those always come from a lot of different not personalities, points of view, and then like equally similar though, because that's kind of what I guess is so great. They're somewhat timeless. Like you're always going to be able to write about that topic.
Oh, absolutely.
But it can always be like redone, and everyone's always got their own spin on it in a way. So yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, I thought about like eventually, whether it's on this album or not, writing a song from like a different perspective instead of my perspective. Like, like if I went through something with somebody, like their perspective on it.
Yeah.
Because that'd be kind of cool, honestly. Be a little difficult, but you know, I think that I'd be up for the challenge of that, and I think that'd be super cool, writing from the other perspective. You know what I mean? Like if you're writing a song and it's about like you and the cheater or whatever. You know what I mean? Just give an example. Write the perspective from the cheater. You know what I mean? That would be like crazy, man. Because like, yeah, I don't know. I just think it would be really cool to kind of mix it up like that. I don't really hear a lot of music that is like from the opposite perspective. So.
Yeah, I mean, like for one example too, I've had a really similar idea, but like other songs are already out. I've taken like that song Paramore, Misery Business. What if you tried writing it from another person's perspective in that song? You know, what like if you made like an actual song like that, how would it sound? Or if you just rewrote it where it's the other person's, what would that be like? You know, what would the lyrical, stuff be?
Stuff. Yeah.
Talk my handsome times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah. Cool. But yeah, that's really interesting. So I'm super pumped to hear those. I did want to ask about tattoos.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, come on. Story
Tattoos.
time on these
Story
things.
time on these things.
Yeah.
Well, you see.
You gotta start with this arm first.
All right.
Yeah.
So I got my first tattoo on this arm, which was, I got this one and this one, or no, it was this one, because it was on May the 4th, and it was when I turned 18, so, that's not my birthday, but when I turned 18, I scheduled an appointment, and then on May the 4th, my birthday's April 4th, but even cooler, right?
Right.
But May the 4th, I got this, and my first tattoos when I was like 16, and I got it on my back.
Okay. Yeah.
At least they let me have a tattoo. But I liked it, and I was like, man, like, I really want to, like, just, like, I don't know, man. It's, like, a lot of it's personal too. Like, I have my little sister tatted right here. She's like amazing, man. I love my little sister a lot.
Yeah.
She came into my life when I was in a really rough place.
Okay.
So it's like pretty deep.
All right.
But like, yeah, so like a lot of my tattoos have like a lot of meaning to them and stuff like that. I like my knuckle tats though. It says only love. Sorry, I'm wearing a bunch of rings, but it says
Other people are only fans. Yours is only love.
No only fans, man. Only love. Peace and love, dude.
No only fans, bro. It's only love, cuz.
Yeah,
Right.
only love, cuz. But yeah, so like, yeah, they kind of have some meaning to them. I get puns tatted on me, so yeah. I've got a pot leaf on this knee.
Okay.
And because it's on a joint, then
All right, we're gonna cut this interview short today.
I told you, man. I got a bee on this knee, because bees knees.
Bees knees, hell yeah.
And the best one, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this in this video. And if you want to cut this, you can.
All right.
I got a hops, like for beer, tatted on my ass. Hoppy
Nice.
ass. So. Yeah, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta see. There's meaning behind them too. There's some funny ones, man.
I'm sure.
So I'm like, let's go, dude.
That's the first time I've had someone tell me about the bees knees tattoo or the joint tattoo.
Yeah, ours are pretty.
Or any of those for that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any tattoos, so
Really?
I don't have a really cool story. No.
Damn. What makes you like? Do you not like tattoos? Do you like not like pain? Do you like your skin just like?
I've like thought over the years, I'm like, it'd be really cool to get like a musical, related tattoo. And I'm like, what do I get? And I just my indecision.
I'm just like, no,
Yeah. Like it's gotta be good, I don't want it to be a thing where I'm like, that was cool for like a week,
And now I don't like it. And
Right.
then you pay money for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like this. I was this close one time to getting one though.
Yeah.
All right. But then like I saw some of the other work that this dude was doing on someone, I would have been next, and I was like, I'm a dip.
Yeah, you're like.
So I just left. I was like, I avoided that like
Yeah.
the plague. I was like, nah, man, you're not gonna put that average looking shit on me.
Yeah,
No,
no, not
like,
for what I'm paying. Yeah.
no.
Nope, absolutely not.
So
I was gonna tell you like one of my favorite tattoos is so I work for Zoomies. I'm a store manager. I've been there a long time,
Okay.
and kind of like a little like initiation to like the manager team or like even the team at all.
yeah.
I tattoo all my employees' sales codes on their thighs.
What?
Yes. So I have my sales code tatted on my thigh, and I've probably tatted like 15 people's sales codes, man. Yeah. So.
How did that become a thing?
It's been a thing at that store since it opened, and so I became store manager, and I just took over the tradition.
All right.
So yeah.
Nice. So, like, what was that like, though, when you first figured out that was a thing? Like, did you first figure that out when they're like, hey, so we're going to tattoo your code on you? And you were like, that's what's up. And then it happened, or?
Oh, no. So, like, what happened was all of, like, the OGs, because I told you I've been there, like 7 years, something like that.
7
and,
years, got it.
Like, everyone had theirs, and I was like, what? And, like, it was like new managers in and out, and I never got mine done. And then my buddy had a tattoo machine, and he's like, you want to hang out and tattoo? And I was like, dude, we should do our sales codes. And he was like, yeah. And so like I was like kind of like learning, like I'm not an artist, like tattoo artist, man, but I was like learning like lines stuff, because it's kind of easier to like do like lines versus like a fucking like portrait or something, obviously.
Right.
So, like, I was just like, well, here we go. And I tatted mine on me. And then my buddy's like, that looks good. Like, can you do mine? They look like trash, man.
You're like, that was great.
Yeah. But I got better at them. And I've got, like, I just tatted my 2 managers. They love them, dude. They're, like, showing everybody. Like, my friend that actually worked at Zoomies as well, she's in the Air Force now.
Okay.
And she has hers tatted. I tatted it right before she got sent out.
Wow.
So,
That's
pretty
funny.
cool, man.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. So you're like the official, unofficial.
Let's go.
code tatter.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. And okay, that's really cool that you do that. You just kind of tattoo people on the side. So you could say you're a professional guitar learner and side.
Shitty tattoo artist on the side.
Right. Yeah. $5 tattoos. What's up?
Whoa.
That's cool.
Yep.
All right. Nice. Okay. I'm learning a lot today about Katelyn.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So Satellite 40, guitarist.
Yep.
Learned a bunch of songs in 2 days. Tattoos people at work. What is like, okay, you're here on camera right now, obviously.
Alright, yep.
What's like one thing that like, that would be like, you know, a story you'd love to tell or like something that you'd love to say on camera about either you, maybe that not many people know about, or that would just be really cool, like that people just don't know about in general.
What's cool about me?
I mean, are you cool?
I think I'm cool. I don't know. I've never been like asked like what I think about myself. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
See,
So,
perspectives.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm like, well, am I cool? Like,
I mean, you kind of seem cool.
I think I'm pretty chill.
Definitely chill.
I try to be humble as much as possible.
Okay.
One cool thing about me is I like to travel.
You like to travel
I like to
and you
travel.
like challenges.
I like challenges, yes.
Yeah. You
So-
should write a song called Challenges.
Dude, yeah, it's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
Yep. Just remind me.
Maybe. Yeah. Hey, your album's coming out. Do you happen to have a song called Challenges on it?
Challenges. That would be sick, man.
Yeah.
I like that, challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy if wouldn't it be crazy if all the letters or not the letters, but the song names on the album all the way down it created like a sentence or something?
Yes.
That'd be sick. Has anyone ever done that?
Like something about that seems vaguely familiar, but if you asked me to pinpoint it, I couldn't.
I couldn't either. That's what I'm trying to think, cause that'd be
Or
cool.
like it's an okay, like it all forms a word.
Like not a word, but what if
acronym?
I mean, it's not gonna happen with this album, but wouldn't it be cool if the album had each song on it, let's pretend we're looking at Spotify and each song is listed underneath each other, right? Or one another.
Yeah.
And so what if each song went into it built a sentence or a phrase or something?
Yeah. You know what?
Sorry, I'm thinking
No.
crazy.
No, if you look up on, look, we're gonna do it right now. If you look up on Spotify, how to use a microwave or how to bake a pizza,
Yeah.
I'm
How
not
to use
playing.
a microwave.
Wait, no, that's definitely not it. I'm not crazy. Stop, I'm not crazy. I can see you judging me. Stop it.
Stupid internet. I'm just playing.
How to order a pizza. Here we go.
Yeah, like that.
That.
But an album
Yes.
with that.
Yeah. But isn't that hilarious?
You just taught me something cool. What?
Yeah, you look up how to order a pizza. Get out of here sometime.
That is sick.
Give me your weakest delivery boy.
Are these just random songs?
Yeah, people just made a playlist.
Oh, it's on. It's on. I'm gonna make a good one. What should I do?
Look. A microwave. Beep.
That is funny.
It's so stupid.
I didn't even know about that. How did you figure that out? You were just I'm going to make a pizza. How do I make this? And you go to Google it, but you accidentally type it in Spotify.
Yeah,
Is that
no.
how you figured it out?
You know, that should have been. That would have been a way funnier story. But I was just on Facebook because I use technology. You should try it out. And there's the photo, a screenshot of this, which my phone, the camera can't see that because it's out of focus. But it was just that. And then it showed that entire.
You were cracking up laughing, right?
I was crying, yeah. There's one's how to have a baby. Yeah, really stupid stuff.
So is that a new thing, or it's been
I
that
don't-
for a while?
I think y'all should take it to the next level.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
we're
saying.
gonna Do an album. And
Yes.
do that would be awesome, man.
You could take just topics how to whatever.
Ooh.
Then
Yeah,
you have
cool.
10 songs that have to tell that story through titles.
That's crazy. Dude, I'm saying.
Thinking off the dome.
Yeah.
Using the dome piece.
Yeah.
Brixton.
That's insane. Brixton. What's you say? Red.
It says George.
George. Nice. What's
Yeah.
up, George?
What's up, George? Hey, how's it going? Hey. So, yeah. We're learning a lot today. For one, how to use a microwave, how to order a pizza. We've also learned about Satellite 40. A lot of cool stuff. If the band was here, what do you think their takeaway message would be for the audience today? Look right at the camera.
The takeaway of like this or like just like
You know.
anything. I know.
This interview.
This interview.
Yep. What do you think? What do you think Justin would say?
Justin would say that this was awesome. And that the takeaway
That's
is
cool.
Satellite 40 rocks and fuck heartbreaks
And suicides.
and suicides. Yeah, fuck all that. Peace and love.
Yeah, I'm looking at this camera. That's my close-up.
Nice.
Yeah. This is your close-up. That's my close. And that's the wide.
And that's so wide.
That's wide.
What a wide.
What else am I? Let's go. What's up? So I'm glad you came on, got to know a little bit about Katelyn.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Come home today.